Now you can go. Go take your briefcase, go take your Al Jazeera equipment and go. No one needs Al Jazeera here. No one wants Al Jazeera over here.
Okay, by now I'm sure many of you have seen this viral clip of a young Jew in Golders Green confronting an Al Jazeera reporter that came to the site of the arson attack on the London Jewish ambulances of Hatzalah. And Al Jazeera are a deeply sinister and poisonous media outlet from the Arab world that have been feeding all this kind of biased, anti-Israel, anti-Semitic bile. And we can go into this to a disturbing level, by the way, which I'm sure we'll do. But first of all, have a watch of this clip because we're joined by Moishe, who confronted them. And I'm guessing you basically said to them, we'll just keep heckling you when you tried to report, and said, you're not welcome here. Let's have a watch of the clip.
Now you can go. Go take your briefcase, go take your Al Jazeera equipment and go. No one needs Al Jazeera here. No one wants Al Jazeera over here.
You don't decide.
No one wants your people in the office.
So don't attack me.
Yes, but your people,
don't
the people you work for. The people you work for. The people you work. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you work for. I don't know about you.
So Moishe actually filmed the whole incident that happened before this was caught on camera by other cameras. I guess, Moishe, before we just watch this clip, do you want to just tell us a bit about the background to what was going on, how you found him, and how did you sort of make it impossible for him to film it, and why?
Basically, there was a lot of camera crews, and there was one camera guy like across the road, quite far up the road, and I thought it was a bit strange. Ignored it, and all of a sudden I see the mic come out. So okay, let's go check who it is. Oddly enough, I saw the Al Jazeera mic. Straight away realized it was Al Jazeera. I was like, "Excuse me, where are you from?" He goes, Al Jazeera. I was like, "Okay, sorry, now your interview's finished. You're not, no more interviews, no more. I'm not going to let you record over here in the Jewish community, especially when you're the one that causes the hate. You're the one that supported October 7th. You actually came in on October 7th into Israel. I wasn't going to let them report it in the Jewish area. They want to report, they could report, but not here."
And how are you planning to stop them from doing that?
Blocking the camera and not interrupting them.
And just explain for our viewers why you felt so strongly about this, that they just should not be welcome here. And as much as you might believe in free of reporting, this is just a complete insult and maybe even more than that, an unwelcome intimidation.
They're literally the ones that fuel this hate. They're the one that support this terrorism. They in the English channel they'll say they condemn it. In the Arabic channels they'll say they don't condemn it. It happens to be this was actually the Arabic channel one. They support this stuff, and I'm not going to let someone that supports this stuff just report and have the freedom to report. The thing they have the freedom to report. They've got the freedom to report, and I've got the freedom to interrupt them.
Love that. And the truth is, I completely agree with the point that for too long we've allowed for this intimidation to happen on our streets, and there's not been enough pushback. And once they understand that we are going to start pushing back, perhaps the climate can change. By the way, guys, just wanted to say, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, like our video, comment, hype our videos. All these things really help us to grow, to get into the algorithm, and to continue to delivering videos, which I hope you will really appreciate. And so I really, really support what you're doing. And before we watch this clip, I just want to show you what we know a bit about Al Jazeera and how awful they are in terms of fueling all of this. So first of all, in terms of their terminology, as you just mentioned, while Al Jazeera English may follow more Western journalistic standards, Al Jazeera Arabic consistently refers to Palestinian militias killed in action as shaheeds. I'm sure you know what that is, Moishe. Martyrs. Yeah. So they also have deeply selective coverage, that their network rarely airs internal Palestinian criticism of Hamas. They have asymmetric reporting. The IDF documents seized suggested that Hamas provided Al Jazeera with specific coverage guidelines, including instructions to minimize reporting on failed Palestinian rockets that caused civilian casualties within Gaza. We also know, and we covered this in our the JTV Plus documentary on Qatar and how that they have been funding all this stuff with Al Jazeera. Yusuf al-Qaradawi, this evil, influential cleric who hosted a popular show on Al Jazeera called Sharia and Life, where he famously, are you familiar with him? He famously used the platform to
Not sure he is, but
But he basically was pushing for the divine punishment of the Jews. He issued fatwas justifying suicide bombs against Israel. And this was going out on Al Jazeera's show. Also, the Muslim Brotherhood during the Arab Spring. Al Jazeera was widely seen as the palace broadcaster for the Muslim Brotherhood, which actually led to, shocking, Al Jazeera was banned in Egypt and several Gulf states like Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Even some Arab countries banned them.
Yeah.
On top of that, precisely as you alluded to when in conversation with them, the Israeli government has released personnel files and salary sheets, which they claim prove at least 6 Al Jazeera journalists were active members of Hamas or Palestinian Islamic Jihad. And their intelligence also claimed that they found evidence of a secure phone line linking Al Jazeera's management in Doha directly to Hamas military operations in Gaza to coordinate coverage in real time. And on top of that, in case that wasn't enough for you, it was found that a journalist that wrote an op-ed for Al Jazeera was one of the captors of the Israeli hostages, holding 3 hostages in his home. That's how sick this organization is. So with that context, let's watch Moishe confronting Al Jazeera and this journalist literally on the site.
Just going to add to that. When I confronted the Al Jazeera English, which actually came us, and they actually were hiding and didn't say Al Jazeera until when I called out Al Jazeera, they went to them and I realized that Al Jazeera, that's how I found out Al Jazeera. I confronted them and told them, you guys came in on October 7th and everything. And they're like, no, we didn't. I was like, okay, I'll show you the evidence. I said I'm going to show them the evidence. My friend showed up the phone to show them evidence of them going in on October 7th. And all of a sudden she said, okay, I have to go now. I feel harassed. Exactly what I showed them. So they refused to see the evidence of the.
Yeah, I think I actually saw that. That was this clip, wasn't it?
That's the clip.
Was that this lady?
Yes.
Yes, let's watch this first.
Al Jazeera reporters that went in?
No. We have Al Jazeera. No.
Yeah, do you know they went into Israel on October 7th?
Al Jazeera. No.
Yes. People that work in Gaza came in with Hamas on October 7th into Israel. There's evidence for it. There's literally evidence for it. And what happens if I show you the evidence? What would you say? Show Al Jazeera reporters coming into Israel on October 7th. You don't want to see the evidence. You don't. No, we'll show you the video. You're too embarrassed to see it. The second he's offered to show it to you, I'll send it to you personally. Take my number and I'll give it to you. I'll send it to you. I'll send you the evidence if you want. Go on, send me a message and I'll send it to you. What?
You know, it's so evil that you have people that are putting fuel on the fire at all of this, that are justifying the anti-Semitism rise that we're seeing, and then they have the chutzpah to show up when Jewish ambulances that are, by the way, charitably funded by the Jewish community, amazing organization Hatzalah, they have the chutzpah to come here and be there. They're absolutely not welcome. Anyway, let's watch what you did, Moishe.
He won't be able to go live. I'm stopping the live. Whoever he's speaking to. We don't want you here. We don't want you in the Jewish community. Tell your bosses in Al Jazeera. We don't want you. We don't want you here. Tell your bosses in Al Jazeera we don't want you. Baruch. Tell your bosses in Al Jazeera, the one that's paying you, there's no live. Finished. Finito. You can pack up and go. Khalas, finally. Go.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Okay.
How does it feel? Get lost.
Excellent.
Get lost. Go home. We don't want to see you here. We don't want to see you people. Why do you guys support Hamas?
I don't support anyone.
You wrap up your interview and get lost.
You saved me the day.
What?
You saved me the day. I can go
Good,
home and
good.
enjoy
I'm happy. I don't want to see your face here. Your face and your face. Get lost. Both your faces. Get lost from here. We don't need you here.
I can enjoy the rest of the day at home.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Do whatever you want. No one needs you. No one needs you here. No one needs Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera can go and get lost. Tell your bosses, no interview here. Because over here we don't need you. We don't need terrorist supporters over here. Get lost.
You know there is a freedom of speech.
Yes,
here.
there is.
Media freedom.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Speak whatever you want.
Living in the UK?
Yes, I'm proud of living in the UK.
Okay, why don't you respect the British values?
I respect, but I don't respect Al Jazeera. I've had friends on Al Jazeera. They've had interviews, destroyed the interviewers. My friends have got interviewed on Al Jazeera. They debated Al Jazeera hosts.
Okay.
They destroyed them, so they didn't air it because of the Al Jazeera looks so bad.
Okay.
I don't. Free of media is not Al.
Your friend, when he was working with his taking money, he was working with Al Jazeera. When he stopped giving him money, he stopped
No,
giving him
he said he closed them down. He said he didn't let them be there anymore.
Yes,
They
because
said they fired him. They fired him.
Yes, because
They fired him.
Before he was taking money and he was heavily with them. He was
They
heavily-
fired him.
هذا بس بده يعمل
They fired him because of Al Jazeera started. They didn't want Jews in their organization. Go, go, go. Out of here. We don't need you here. Thanks for coming. Even nicer to leave.
So, I mean, look, he's right. There is freedom of speech, and there's also your freedom of speech to say you're not welcome here.
100%. 100%.
And what happened after that? I presume you didn't intend to come back or anything like that. And did anyone
so
else say anything to you?
So this is when they came the first time. This is when they came with Al Jazeera mic. They came across the road, went to hide, so they should be able to have the Al Jazeera mic. And then they said they're going. They said they're not coming back. I thought it was all good. And then all of a sudden they came without a mic, just with a little mic over here, with a little camera standing so no one could see them. And I recognized them. No one else recognized them. And I was like, everyone, this is Al Jazeera. They're not welcome here. I chased them around for like 5 minutes. Didn't let them take any interview. Didn't let them record anything. And eventually everyone, the whole Jewish community came and said, we don't want you here, get lost.
Right.
And then,
right.
and then they walked to the English Al Jazeera and then realized the English Al Jazeera are there and we kicked both of them out.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting because, from my perspective, one of my, big beliefs is in the importance of education, and that I do believe that even people who have hostile views of Israel, whatever, with education, with demystification, we can change people's perspectives. And that is my view, even of these guys, right? But at the same time, it's like carrot and stick. There also has to be certain boundaries that one is able to put in place. And it's like, a friend of mine a few months ago, I was with a friend, we're in another country, and we were both wearing kippot, and someone just yells out "Free Palestine," and he just went right up into their face and intimidated him. And I was thinking to sort of say, like, how dare you just scream that at us? I think you just have free reign to do this. And I kind of immediately was like, well, hold on 1 second, like maybe we should try to have a conversation. And I think maybe that might have been my style, my way. But he's saying at the end of the day, this guy is not necessarily thinking rationally. And sometimes you have to put security first. You have to make him think twice before he just go up to you and do that again, So, and I guess in my own commentary as well, while I am trying to educate and shift perspectives, I'm very much pushing for like Israel being super strong militarily, which is stick as well as carrot. So I think you really do need both. And on reflection, it's completely within our right and our duty and perhaps our responsibility to say to people that are pushing this kind of hatred to just walk up to this place where we've just had this horrendous attack and think that they can just be there and just cover things and just stand in front of loads of Jewish people. We should be able to push them back and make them think we're not just going to walk over and tolerate this anymore. So Moishe, what happened afterwards? This obviously blew up quite quickly online. When did you realize that this was becoming a bit of a story?
Within like 45 minutes, I went back to work, and all of a sudden, everyone starts sending me clips. Look, you're mad. All different media outlets have got you on it. Twitter's got a few million on this channel, a few million on this channel, and then that's when I realized. And then Talk TV even asked me to come on and give a quick interview on the Talk TV.
And how what does it feel like to suddenly just have this kind of blow up online very quickly? How did you find that experience?
Interesting. It's not the first time I've had this before. Going on social media, I had a knife attack of an Islamic coming into my shop, a Jewish supermarket. So it's not the first time going on a few media channels.
Do you think the UK is going to get a grip?
Get a what?
Going to get a grip? Yeah.
No, I doubt it. I don't. I think they're going to catch. I think they're going to catch the three people that attacked the ambulances. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get released within 1 year or 2 years after doing it. Like same thing with the knife attack in my shop. They caught the guy. I wasn't surprised about that. They gave him a trial, and then after the trial finished, he got released for 2 years suspended sentence. He didn't get anything. So I wasn't surprised. Crime in the UK is they don't punish it, especially when it's against Jews.
Do you think that's ever going to change?
Not under this government. Definitely not.
And what's your message for British Jews, especially Jews right now in London, Manchester, who may feel a little bit more, perhaps a bit more intimidated after what happened 2 nights ago?
Don't feel bad to stand up. If you ever feel like something's not right, stand up. Don't feel embarrassed to. Don't care what the media says. Just stand up for what you think is right.
Absolutely. And I want to get up a clip because there was some I think it was, I don't know if you were there last night, because they had like a bit of a rally and just getting everyone together. But this was really nice.
Yeah.
Yes, this was really nice to see that, afterwards you had people coming together. Also some Iranians came as well to stand for. I have to say, by the way, I was in had an Iranian cab driver recently. Could just see that I was Jewish, and immediately just like had this outburst of gratitude and love and everything. And it's quite remarkable to see that happening. And that they're really kind of standing with us as they see that we're standing with them. But let's have a watch of what happened at the site of the arson attack the night afterwards. And I think this is, kind of embodies. Go on.
The one amazing thing you'll see about there, you'll have the British flag, you'll have the Israeli flag, American flag, the Iranian flag. The one thing you see about the Palestinian, if you go down a bit more, that's the Iranian. I think there's the British, and next to it is the Israeli one, and then the other side is there's another British flag with the Israeli flag. When you go to the Islamic protests, you'll never see a British flag over there.
Well, absolutely. No surprises there at all. And I think this, what we saw just then kind of embodies what your message is, that we shouldn't just let this just happen and just sit on the sidelines or just allow ourselves to face attempted intimidation. Instead, we should push back with both positivity and setting clear boundaries and saying, no, this is not acceptable. So, Moishe, thank you so much for being strong and resolute and hopefully inspiring others to stand up against all of this.
No problem. Thank you.
Just a moment. Have you ever heard someone say, I've got no problem with Judaism or Jews, it's Israel I've got a problem with? Well, we've just created our most important documentary yet, called Zionism and Judaism, The False Separation. Have a watch of the trailer, and if you want to watch the full thing, just click on the link below in the video description. This one's important. I'm not against Judaism, I'm just against Zionism.
It's not Jewish, it's Zionism.
Yeah. Judaism and Zionism are completely separate.
Judaism is a faith, Israel is a state.
You can be Jewish without being a Zionist.
Zionism and Judaism is totally diametrically opposed.
I'm sure you've heard this before, from protesters, from politicians, from even well-meaning people trying to navigate the Israel-Palestine debate. But I'm here to tell you that this separation is complete nonsense. It's a comfortable lie. The kind of lie that sounds intelligent but collapses the moment you actually open this book, the Torah, the Bible, and study Judaism on its own terms. In this JTV Plus documentary, we're going to tackle this myth head on. We'll actually look inside the Torah and see how in the very first book, Genesis, there's no mention of law or religion. It's all centered on the promise of a specific land to a specific nation. We'll trace how Judaism, not modern politics, but Judaism itself, is structured around one obsessive, relentless, undeniable claim: the land of Israel belongs to the Jews. We'll reveal why the building of a nation in the land of Israel is an indispensable part of the project of Judaism. Why Judaism is not a religion, it's the divine project of a nation in a land. We'll discover how the Torah preemptively answered the colonization accusation that wouldn't fully materialize for another 3,000 years. We'll explore why, if the land is so central, Jews had to spend thousands of years in global exile. We'll unpack what Zionism actually means. and how anti-Zionism doesn't just contradict Israeli policy, it contradicts the fundamental architecture of Judaism itself. For some people, this is going to be uncomfortable viewing, but by the end, we'll prove beyond any reasonable doubt that Judaism and Zionism are inseparable. To watch this JTV Plus documentary and access much more premium content, click on the link in the video description.